Do I need parts for my bike? Is anything broken? What's this PDI check? Catch you inside. RevelatorAlf. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos. Please like, share, subscribe, leave loads of comments below and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So in this video I'm talking about the Harley Davidson PDI. Crikey, what's all that stand for? Well, it's a manufacturer's recommendation. It's a dealership service that they will provide before they sell any new or used motorcycle, or actually it could be a car. It amounts to the same thing. Basically, your dealership will go over the bike, in our case, in Harley Davidson's, for example, they will go over the bike and they will check everything on that bike. That needs to be checked. Now, this isn't, as I would like to refer to, as an open heart surgery to check all the valves or anything like that. It's more about checking that anything obvious isn't wrong with the bike. So they'll look at tyre wear, they'll look at tyre pressures, wheel alignment, belt tension, they'll look at clutch engagement, disengagement, they'll look at all the nuts and bolts on the bike to see if anything's loose, that kind of thing. They'll obviously look at general condition, look at suspension, any oil that might be leaking, obviously the oil levels, the fuel level. They'll also go around the bike, check all the electrical as well. But they'll also be checking for faults, if there are any faults on the bike in terms of error codes and fault finding and fault diagnosis. That's the kind of thing, and they'll produce a report which will be outlined by Harley Davidson as the manufacturer as well. Now, and what I'm talking about here primarily is for new bikes, but also they can apply the same PDI, which is a pre-delivery inspection, to an older bike, a used bike, which they are trying to sell to you, of course. So when they come to sell this bike to you or hand over the keys to you, you can be safe in the knowledge that that bike has been completely checked over and it's 100% roadworthy. I wish it was that clear, and I wish it was that secure as well. This is not a slight on Harley Davidson dealerships or any other dealer out there. This is more about the relationship between you and the salesperson, or you or the dealership as well. You are buying a motorcycle from them, or it could be a car or anything like that. But really it's up to you to do the first check when you get it, to actually go over the bike and make sure that it is what you're buying or what you think it's buying. You as the new owner have to go over that bike and make sure that everything is as stated. It is in the condition it is in, and it is roadworthy as well. Now, if you are buying a known problem bike, or a bike that is not roadworthy, for example, it might be in parts, or it might have known errors on it or known faults, then that's up to you to buy that bike and then try and fix it on your own. You know, there is full disclosure there. However, if you're buying a bike that's supposed to be 100% roadworthy, then you also need to check that yourself as well. And that will take place on the first ride. The first ride that you have on that bike, although it's had the PDI inspection, all that covers is that bike as soon as it leaves the dealership. They're saying, as it left here, it was absolutely fine. As soon as you ride it, then you're going to have to see if there are any problems with it. If it's something fails, let's say after a day or a week of riding, you may have a hard time in trying to prove that it was faulty from when the dealership provided it to you. Now, bearing in mind, I'm talking about a used bike there. If you've got a bike that's still under warranty, or a brand new bike that is under warranty, obviously you can go straight back to the dealership and say, look, there's an error here, there's a fault here, it needs to be rectified. But the relationship, as I say, between you, the new owner, and the dealership who was selling you the bike, that's the one that you have to scrutinize a little bit. They're going to do the best they can to go through this checklist and make sure that everything's working. They may even test ride the bike as well. But it really depends what they find or what they don't find. Perhaps they miss something. Perhaps they inadvertently skip over a step and then they sign for it and say, yeah, it's absolutely fine. There have been quite a few reports. Of course there are. It's bound to happen all over the world, let's say, where people have bought bikes and there are faults with them. They look at the PDI sheet or the report and it's been signed cleared. It happens. But it's all one of those things that you can go straight back to the dealership and say, look, there is a problem here. I need to get this sorted out. Or you can even ask for your money back or whatever. I mean, if it gets to that extreme. But that's what the PDI is. It's basically a pre-delivery inspection where your bike has gone over and then making sure that everything on there is working. Or if something isn't working, it is declared so that you, the buyer, know exactly what you're buying and what condition it is in as well. Then that can give you some limited peace of mind so you can ride the bike away and you know it should be in roadworthy condition. However, the onus is on you as the new owner to verify that that bike is in working condition, so that, and if it isn't, so that you can go back to the dealership and say, look, this bike isn't what you said it was, there are faults on it that weren't declared, so on and so forth. So you can get it fixed, and hopefully you won't be paying for it either. Anyway, I hope this helps to say, but the PDI is a pre-delivery inspection by the manufacturer, in this case Harley Davidson, which we're talking about here, and that is governed by Harley Davidson Motor Company as well. They actually have, as part of their service documents, this pre-delivery inspection sheet or crib sheet, whichever way you want to call it, and it talks about actually delivering the motorcycle, uncrating the motorcycle, looking at the fuel and oil levels, you know, matching all those up, going through the bike suspension, test riding it and everything like that. So there is a defined checklist which has to be done. They just can't make this up as they go along. But say it's up to you as the owner to verify that that's been done. Anyway, hope this helps. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave loads of comments below. Let me know if you've had any issues with a PDI, or you've bought a new or used bike and you've discovered so many faults on there that were declared passed on the PDI, but actually it hadn't been checked at all. That would be really interesting to hear. Anyway, catch you on the next video whenever that is. Cheers now.